talk about this?
No. He's talked about
brings it up about once every 6 months. It just depends on how it comes into play, but he does talk about it a lot.
Okay. So what happened was when he learned of COD 4 Remastered, what's that, a week ago? He wrote like M16 1v1 on Bog with like a smiley face or something. So a lot of people got excited about it, and it's suddenly like a real possibility. And I guess he got nagged about it enough that he went on I hate to call it a Twitter rant, but maybe 8 tweets or something like that. And
really?
yeah, and I think it's only fair to say, very rudely said, the summary of it, and I'm hoping Chiz finds these links, was that he doesn't like Wings, he doesn't want to do anything to help Wings, rest in peace Wings' career. Like that was his current stance on it.
Sure.
And a lot of people took that as kind of inelegant. They called him a cunt.
All right. Well, let's go to the second, the number 2 person that Wings hates and hates Wings. Let's get Dr. Chiz to 1v1 him on Bog. Let's do that.
Does Wings hate Dr. Chiz?
Yeah, Wings hates Dr. Chiz. Of course he does.
Oh yeah.
No, he doesn't.
Join in the club.
He does
No?
not. Yeah, no.
No.
Actually, Wings invited him on his, like, I guess they have a private podcast.
All right.
Yeah.
Well, what? I'm actually trying to.
To who?
A young lady.
Yeah,
Is it like a mail order thing, or?
I think I know her name, but I don't want to say it on the show.
Yeah, I don't think we should say her name. Here's what actually happened. Wings claimed he was getting married, and then someone did some research and found out that Wings was lying about basically everything. And it seems that what Wings claimed that he'd been in contact with this person for the last 6 years. And according to her mother, who they went and interviewed, which seems a little far-reaching, only recently did the dating app that they used like link them up. And I guess it also turned out that she has cancer, and she's about to have a cancer surgery this spring. Meanwhile, he just bought her a ring, even though they told him not to buy a ring. And I guess she wants kids immediately, whereas he doesn't want kids at all. And he claimed that she was a nurse who made, quote, bank, and now he was going to have expendable income and free health insurance. And at no point do you see him like, oh, I love this person so much, we have such a deep connection, I want to spend the rest of my life with him. It's more like free health insurance, and I'll have somebody
like it's financially advantageous.
Yeah, he's looking at the financial advantages of this relationship. She is a very, very religious person.
Wings is not.
Wings is not at all. He's an atheist.
All right.
And he seems to not just be like an agnostic, whatever, but like a hardcore fuck religion kind of guy.
Yeah.
He did a video proving religion was fake.
Well, because fire can't burn and
Because
without
of
sulfur or some
Oh God! Don't give me
concrete being on the periodic chart of elements or something.
That was literally the first video that I watched of Wings the first time I met Kyle. Is I was like, "Oh, Kyle, it's really nice to meet you, man. I love your videos." And he was like, "Do you want to watch a Wings video with me?" I was like, I guess, okay.
The caveat to all this, I've later learned, the person who assembled this data and talked to the person's mom and this and that is Wings' parallel of Boogie's biggest anti-fan. I don't know what to call him, hater or whatever. So, like, he just takes everything he knows and paints it in the worst possible light. And it's hard to tell, like, what the truth is, what the facts are. Like, you could certainly take my history and warp it in such a way that it would look awful. You could do that with almost anybody and take my worst clips. So it does
also
appear
the guy that catfished Wings. This guy catfished Wings a while back and then posted all of their conversations. He posed as a woman who lived near Wings, and when in reality he's a gentleman from Canada.
Tremendous time investment. Huge.
Like 2 months of catfishing, and then he posted all the screenshots and stuff of Wings.
How about you show me your cock, eh? I mean,
and honestly, I feel like, first of all, I didn't like that thing that he did, but I feel like that thing that he did almost gives him a bit of journalistic credibility. Am I wrong about that?
I see it.
No, I see what you're saying. It's just a funny way to put it.
Like it's
He's
not
an
the first.
investigative journalist.
He's an investigative journalist in a way, and I believe he's an actual lawyer. So we're not talking about
I didn't know
a child in a basement necessarily. So like, this guy has I don't know. I believe what he said. And the first time around when he catfished him, he could have added in some like, he could have pumped it up a little bit to make it outrageous. He could have like faked some of the messages. Like he could have had 90% real messages and then like photoshopped in some real messed up stuff. Wings never denied that any of that was absolutely real. He just said, you know, it's messed up that this guy did this thing.
Well, from what I saw also, Wings didn't seem like he was being creepy or like fishing for nudes or anything. Like
no,
he seemed like he was just
he's got no game. I know what you're saying.
Yeah, Taylor, why are you so harsh on him?
You're right. I'm a fool. I'm a fool for trying to jump.
Yeah, I don't know, man.
But it does appear that Wings has overstated his relationship with this cancer victim. And
I love that. Save that quote. I want that quote to play out of a teddy bear.
Wings
It does appear that Wings has overstated his relationship with this cancer victim. Give it to me again.
and
The story to you, the Woody doll. He tells the truth.
That poor fat fuck. Like,
that'll be the other poll.
That poor fat fuck.
that poor fat fuck.
Keep my name out of your fucking mouth, you fucking asshole. Thank you for buying Blue Woody. I love Blue Woody. He tells it how it is.
I'd be jumping to his defense more if he wasn't so ruthless to me in that one game of Modern Warfare 2 where we all played.
He also said you stole his job, you know, and he always gives you a hard time.
It was Lefty! Lefty!
Oh
was
no,
here
Taylor.
before me.
Stick to the other one. I like it when you just thank him for the job.
You
know
I
what?
appreciate it. Wings, thank you.
Wings, you could have bought 4 trailers for what we pay Taylor.
Unironically, yeah.
Yeah. Taylor's made well over $1 million in your absence.
Oh, try 2. That's how much we're fucking.
Let it sink in, Wings.
Oh, Jesus. This is
Oh,
mean.
Jesus Christ. Yeah.
Dun 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 dun. That's mean.
That little Curb song added to me
stuck in my head.
is so funny. I love it.
Yeah, I love. There was one where I was like, "Who checks the mail?" I think Twitch is only like that much worse, and like that for people like Wings who are so hated.
Hutch, you up to speed on Wings?
No.
There is an economy that have sprouted around Wings, and what they do is they take clips of his stream, the worst parts, which to be fair,
Which
kind of
sometimes
most
amount-
interesting parts.
If he streams for 3 hours, they get half an hour of content. Let's be clear about this. like it's not like they've got 3-minute long videos.
And they're monetizing it on YouTube? They're re-uploading it and monetizing it?
Yeah,
Some are.
And
making money on it.
and there'll be moments he died and perhaps didn't react maturely about it. You know, like I die and I blame it on you, Hutch. Like, damn it, Hutch, why weren't you backing me up? I'm dead now. And so there'll be that. Anyway, they just take a whole montage of the worst moments of his stream, string it together, and say, like, you know, check out Wings' latest meltdown, angry stream fail, whatever. And these videos get tens of thousands of views, sometimes hundreds of thousands. And what it equates to, and I keep using this term, so Wings doesn't have a lot of other career options. So what he's doing is he's just selling his mental health for cash in hopes of opening some other door later. You know, maybe he'll get fit and become a fireman or something like that.
How is he monetizing it? What do you mean
So he's on Twitch, I meant to say. And he gets, you know, subs and donations just like everybody else.
Okay.
He's a lot more famous than his income would imply, right? You know, so there's these other guys, Sean Ranklin, Lean, I can't even name them all.
Conway Conman.
Who make videos, and so
Wings of Lardation.
they're getting tons of views, And like the Wings ecosystem is fairly large, even though not everybody wants to actually see it live on stream and donate it to Wings himself. And so he's probably the most extreme example of like selling your health for cash.
No, Ice Poseidon is got to be the most extreme example of.
I was going to
your-
say Ice Poseidon is right
your,
there.
Your mental health, your personal safety, and your livelihood and your freedom for health for money.
He seems to like it though. Like he seems to genuinely. He seems to
Ooh.
genuinely. No, maybe I'm totally off base here.
No, he's
I'm not-
he's
super-
moving right now. Like he's in the process of like trying to move to a new place, and escape. The FBI raided him the other day because somebody spoofed his IP and.
Oh,
did
that's
some
right.
bad
I read
things.
about that.
Yeah, so they have all of his computers and electronics. So he's got a lawyer that's like 25K
sucks.
retainer, 700 an
Yikes.
hour trying to get his shit back. But that's going to
Now,
take a while.
would they prosecute him for like, let's say they found? Nah, I don't even want to speculate.
One thing that I find is definitely true with Ice is it's true with a lot of people, but he really cares what his subscribers think. You know, his subscribers or fans, or call them what you will, they flow in and out of loving and hating him. More hate than love in the last couple of months. But, you know, there are times when they're like, this is brilliant content. This is the coolest thing. I really like what you're doing here. This is creative. This is great. The first RV trip comes to mind. That, you know, what is that giant ball he got called? Is there a name for it? Where he got into a giant hamster ball, rolled it down the streets of LA, and said that he was a bubble boy with Ebola and not to mess with him. That's hilarious content. And he was loved, and I think that love really like lifts him emotionally. But then he'll do other things like date the girl that his fans don't like, or, you know, tell his fans something that's not true. And they get really upset, and that really hurts him. And lately it's been a lot more hurting him. But what else is he going to do? Make pizza again?
Well, I think there are really unhealthy ways to involve your audience, your viewers, fans, whatever you want to call them. And then I think that there are really unhealthy ways. Like some people are very, very transparent with their audience, but they also manage to like find a rhythm over the years. Like I think about like Tom Syndicate and people like Mini Lad and like that kind of crop of YouTuber. Like they're very invested in their communities, but they don't from the outside looking in, I don't know. I mean, who knows what's actually going on? And I'm not like implying that I think that they're secretly unhealthy or anything like that. But I think some people find a good rhythm where they balance their sort of work goals with audience participation or how to involve them. And then some people, and I had to learn sort of like how to do this for me in a way that works in a healthy way. You know, so like I'm not nearly as transparent as I was before, but I'm still pretty transparent.
Mm-hmm.
So I think it's important that YouTubers, like YouTuber or streamer or any kind of influencer, I don't really love that word, but it's the word. Like they need to take into account like their own personal mental health and well-being and stuff like that. And it's really hard to do that in the beginning when you're sort of like blowing up because it's
you got to put things in
intoxicating.
perspective. I think they really need to put things in perspective and realize who is saying the things that might upset them and why those people might be saying those things, and put that in perspective. And then it's not so bad. I don't get it. Like I don't get upset.
That's not the whole thing, though, right? Like Ice is, when his fans are mad at him, they're also unsubbing. They're also like changing his view counts. They're like look, I can show you
they
sub
keep
numbers.
watching.
No.
I always thought like them getting mad at him was almost like, remember when The Real World was on and people would be, or whatever it was, that New Jersey show, Jersey Shore,
right?
Where it's like, oh, these people fucking suck. These people are the worst. Oh, are you done watching? Well, no, I want to see what they get up to and how awful they are next week. Like I always kind of thought it was that. Like they'll rip on him, but they like the rip on him relationship. Maybe I'm off because I only watch the clips you guys bring
That's
up.
been my experience with watching the show. We watch a couple times a week, and you know it's a love-hate relationship, but they keep watching.
Where are they watching him on? Like what platform is it? His own?
Oh, I don't
It's
know.
YouTube,
I get
right?
sent
You
links.
said you
and
watch
we-
him a
and we
couple
watch.
times a week.
Yeah,
Did
they
he
send
get
me
banned
links
from
and we
YouTube or
watch them
something
live.
like that?
Yeah, he streamed on YouTube
Yeah,
for ages.
He got banned from Twitch. That's what it was.
Right.
Yeah, certainly not on Twitch. But I really enjoyed like the streamer house and everything when he had Blade on there and all those kooky characters, and Blade was pooping himself and getting real belligerent and stuff, and that was interesting.
Every time he comes to St. Louis, I get so many tweets that are like, tweet Ice and go hang out with him. And I'm always like, no, that's not a
No.
line of fire I want to walk into.
No, you
like
don't- you
these
don't wanna
guys
do
seem
that.
pretty fucking, content driven, and I wouldn't want to risk being
So
a shitty Andy.
I looked at his YouTube platform, and his subs and views are going down. So, and I'm not knocking him for it. I mean, they didn't. Who might have knocked someone for that, right? But what I'm saying is, when you're like, hey, put it in perspective. It's just a 12-year-old being an asshole. Like, I guess, but these are your customers too, and it's hard to just not care what your customers think when the world is moving on to the next guy. When people are upset with you in that kind of way, then it's not just people being an asshole to you in the personal relationship, although that might be part of it. It's also like my identity. Like Ice's greatest success came out of this sort of social media, like, I don't know, entrepreneurship. And when that gets taken away from you, it's like, that was the greatest thing about me. And now all they do is hop on and call me an asshole and leave. And it
I think
hurts.
with him it's pretty cyclical though, right? It's like he's been up and then down and then up and then down and then it seems.
I'm not
maybe
calling him
down.
dead. Yeah, that wouldn't be bad against
I
him.
think right now the reason he's probably a little bit diminished is he's probably not making any content because he's trying to get his.
Wings was on. Is he on TRT?
I
Yeah.
heard he was.
Yeah, he's on like this terrible regimen where he's injecting like 200 milligrams every like 10 or 14 days or something crazy like that. So he's
What's wrong with that?
Well, like testosterone has like a half-life, right? So it's like, I mean, this isn't a great comparison, but let's say that you compare it to testosterone to like calories that you need to like survive. And you're like, oh yeah, I'll just eat a turkey on Monday and then I'll wait a week and eat another turkey the following Monday. Well, by like the weekend after you ate that turkey on Monday, you're literally starving and your body's falling apart. And like you're way below, you don't have any calories in your body. You're running on fumes. You're eating your body alive. Whereas like if you ate like a turkey leg every day, like maybe that makes a little more sense. Testosterone's the same fucking thing. It's got a half-life of like 8 days or something like that. And if he's doing it every 14 days, then 200 milligrams today is going to skyrocket his levels to this absurdly high level, probably like 1,500 total serum. And then by the end, by 8 days later, it's like half that, which is fine. Okay, now you're high normal. But then 14 days after that, now you've dipped way below normal again. And that fluctuation isn't exactly helpful either.
Yeah, it probably fucks with your mood and all sorts
fucks
of
your estrogen
body
levels,
regulation.
because the estrogen isn't like, estrogen needs to be at a specific ratio for a man, like a testosterone to estrogen ratio. Having high estrogen isn't bad as long as you have high T to correspond to it. And you can't keep that ratio perfect if your testosterone is going up and then spiking down. Like the estrogen doesn't correspond exactly right. So you get all these weird estrogen levels, lots of fluctuation there. It's not a healthy practice. And it's not what like TRT clinics prescribe.
Well, then why would his doctor have given it to him?
Because he went to a doctor in an office near him. He went to like an endocrinologist like there in Myrtle Beach. I'm guessing.
Yeah.
I don't follow him.
Has he said that he likes it? Or made any comments about it?
He just bragged about how he was like, when I worked at Lab Tech, I was certified to give these injections. And it's like, there's no such thing as like an injection certificate. Maybe they gave you like a fucking blue ribbon one day because you like they showed you like which end of a syringe goes where, but like
I do get the tip and the plunger mixed up sometimes, so he's got me.
Yeah, but he almost made it sound like he was like an EMT or something. Like he had a degree or like he passed some kind of course. And
Maybe
like,
Lab Tech has this certification for staff.
I would
try to make a truth out of it. I don't know. Yeah,
anything is possible. But yeah, he's putting that big fat syringe in his, and he's also putting his thigh, right? Which you can end up with like an embolism. You can end up with an infection.
What's an
there.
embolism?
I know it's bad.
It's air. And then like if he gets an infection there in his thigh, they've got to cut that out.
Yeah, they got to use like a soil sample corer to get that out.
I wonder how he's doing.
An ice cream scoop.
Like,
do you guys watch the troll channels at all? like Lean, Sean Ranklin, stuff like
I've
that?
seen them. I haven't watched them in over 6 months.
Not really.
Oh man, I went down the rabbit hole. I joined like the troll Discord and shit, like where they do all that stuff, because I was just fascinated. And there was a this is really bad. There's a video where just recently, and I recommend watching it, where his wife Kelly is crying off camera over something, but you don't know exactly what it is. You can't make out what she's like. She's being kind of quiet because he's streaming. And someone in the comments section deduced that it was something like it was a celebration of life, which is a fancy way of saying like a funeral kind of get together thing. You know, I've been to a few of them. It's like a barbecue celebration of life, like a happy funeral. And basically, he chose to stream instead of going to it, I think is the story. So she was pretty upset about that. I recommend watching that one. It's a doozy.
Wait, is this a rumor from the chat?
It's a rumor from the chat, but what they said made sense. What they deduced made sense.
Yeah,
You have to be cautious, though. I hear where Taylor's coming from.
Often the chat just makes things up.
They do. But this made sense because I recalled back to the camping trip that like last minute, you know, Wings bailed on with you guys.
Yeah. And
I was like, this is something that someone with, you know, like an anxiety kind of issue usually does. They'll ponder over it, stew over it, then last minute they're like, I can't do it. Fuck it. I'm just gonna.
Oh, that's him. That's 100% him. He does this thing where like he's a real worrier and super pessimistic about things. Like, and especially if it's something he doesn't want to do. Like Taylor was talking about how like the day before he's gonna like do a big workout. He's like making all these elaborate plans and like aiming high. And I think Wings sometimes does the opposite. He's like, oh, if I do this, then all of these awful things can happen. So then when he backs out, it's like, I mean, it was a no-brainer. I was going to get a staph infection. I was going to drown in a river. An eagle was going to pluck my eye out. Like I was going to get like hypoglycemic out there. This, that, the other. Like, you know, he literally said something that his odds of survival were like, I don't remember what he said.
Was it a third or 50-50 or something like that? Yeah,
it was like 50-50 if he survived the weekend with us.
That really like reveals, you know, how little he thought you guys would help him in dire straits. Like,
yeah,
you're like,
right.
All right, well, I'm dying here, and you two are like, "See ya, idiot!" And you just you just leave.
I
like
still
we're playing
think
Oregon
back.
Trail. Wings got cholera. Well, shit.
He died. He died fording the river. So
If Wings was there, my poor river crossing skills would have never been exposed. We would have just gone somewhere else.
Yeah, and Kyle would have never swallowed that turtle shit water.
Oh, that might have still happened. I don't know, but
that was so weird. I remember when I like the worst part of that, like the nausea was awful, like the continuous vomiting. But then when I finally got back to like Anderson, South Carolina, I finally had like hunger again, and I stopped at like a Jack in the Box and got like a burger and fries. And I was like, oh, this is going to be so good. And when I put the food in my mouth, my entire inside of my mouth broke out in hives, like these incredibly painful bumps all in my mouth. And I was like, there's something wrong with me. Like I literally had eaten a fry. Like I was holding the bag waiting on my change. And I was just like ate one fry and the entire inside of my mouth broke out in like painful red sores.
I do this thing of self-doubt, right? Where it's like let's say I'm sick. And I'll be like, are you that sick? Are you sure you couldn't work today or you whatever? So Kyle was sick in this case. And I'm like, did we puss out? Should we have plowed through even though he vomited like multiple times? He was sick. But I'm like, maybe he'd have got better in the rain. I don't know. But when the hive story came out, like when the drive home getting refed went poorly, I'm like, that was just a good call.
If it hadn't been for like the river like swelling more and more, potentially like locking us off
of the
from
rain.
escape, I'd have been more apt to like stick in there till morning. But I was so worried that like that river was
gonna
wasn't
rise.
an easy crossing to begin with. Like
Right.
I mean, I guess it was easy-ish. It wasn't like even if you got swept away, like what's the worst that can happen? Eventually I make it to the other side. I'm just fucking wet now.
Lose
But,
your
like,
gear.
Yeah, fuck it. You know, a couple
Right.
$100 here. But it was just like, what if we're stuck here? And like tomorrow I'm so dehydrated I can't keep water down, and now we got diarrhea or something, and I'm just like, actually, how embarrassing is it going to be if I have to chopper me out of this stupid fucking trip?
36 hours into the trip, the lifeline comes. That would have been a great video.
And in my heart, I'm like, I'm thinking like Woody's going to record it all too.
But at the time you were anonymous, no one would have known who it was.
Oh.
Start the video by saying date 6 log. Don't say it's a date.
Kyle's shitting himself and breaking out in hives, and Woody's just taking shirtless pictures in the corner.
Woody's like, we arrived yesterday evening. It's 9 a.m. and it's like 18 hours, and that would have been really embarrassing if you had died.
That was a big part of the decision making.
We suck at it. Like
yeah, we are bad.
Like we suck at it so bad. Like we went.
You know what? Wings was right. He did have a 50-50 shot of making it out alive.
You know, fair enough. Maybe he was right.
Yeah, maybe
But instead, CNN lost it.
So
and that's that.
I have a new topic.
Yes.
Taylor, you were called out recently on the internet, and I wondered.
Oh, I'd forgotten about this.
Yeah, you were called out recently, and I wondered if perhaps we should address that, or if you would like to, because it was you who was called out.
Should we see the call out?
Yeah, let's hear it from the horse's mouth.
I'm queued up at 0.
I am all queued up at 0.
Let me put it on the screen. Okay, are we ready?
Yep.
Ready, set, play.
Fuck Merca. I don't give a shit about Merca.
I'm trying to figure out if he's winning or losing.
All
this
Merca
game.
did was sit there, come in and take all the money I deserved from PKA. That's all Merca Durka did. So fuck him.
Fuck you, Merca.
Fuck you, Merca. I don't know if I tell you that often enough.
All his PKA shekels.
People are gonna be like, "Well, Merca spent just as much time as you on
All
the show
my
now."
dollary dues. Yeah.
That's because I was kicked off the show and he was given my spot right at the time they started making money on it.
But wait, we gave you.
Wait, hold
Leslie's
on.
spot.
See,
Wings had been gone for quite some time when you came along.
That's true, isn't it?
Doesn't add up.
Merca didn't replace Wings. Merca replaced
Certainly
Lefty.
didn't. No, he replaced Lefty. No one replaced Wings.
That's right. We went from 4 to 3.
Every time Merca Durka buys something nice for himself, he should be thinking, "Man, Wings is a good person."
Now that part is true, Merca.
That's what he should be thinking.
well, I mean, that's definitely true. You know,
Every time you buy something, Taylor, you should be thinking, Wings of Redemption is a good person, and if he didn't exist, I wouldn't be where I am today.
that's what confused me so much about it when I read that. I think I saw it on the PKA Reddit first, and I watched it, and it was like going into it, I'm like, oh, huh. I haven't talked to him in a very long time, so I don't know what this opinion might be. Obviously PKA related. And then I watched it, and my first thought, but I wasn't 100% sure. I was like, God, like I'm like so like 99% sure I replaced Lefty. Like I'm like almost positive that I had nothing to do with him leaving the show. And it turns out you guys are all corroborating that. So I did replace Lefty. I don't know. I don't really care. Doesn't matter to me very much. It doesn't. I don't care.
I think I
Doesn't
saw
bother
the
me.
same.
I didn't ask if you cared. I asked if every time you buy something nice, you're thinking Wings of Redemption and your lucky stars.
Instead of doing like the crucifix thing, I just do like a W.
Oh, okay.
Like I'm thankful to Wings, you know, at all of my family events, you know, thank you Wings for the food we are about to partake of, like that kind of thing. So
Okay.
yeah, obviously,
Throw him in there with Jesus and
yeah, throw him in there with Jesus, a la the rest, the whole gamut.
it's good to see that he's doing well both physically and mentally, and he's not lashing out like a wounded animal or anything at innocent people.
I mean, but when you think about it, Kyle, I did take Lefty's spot. So
You did.
Yeah.
Someone said something on the PKA subreddit that like opened my eyes a little bit, and it was that like the context in this. Apparently, if what he said is true in the PKA subreddit, people like provoke Wings into doing shit like this. Matt, you don't know. Wings of Redemption was a host on this podcast for a while, and at one point we unanimously sort of voted him off the island. We all had our own reasons, but he wasn't a fit with us anymore. And
sorry to hear that. How unfortunate.
Right. And also, after Wings left, the podcast got monetized better. Chiz came in, and those ads that we do, you know, Chiz started bringing those in, and we started a Patreon. And Wings was kind of here for the unprofitable part of the podcast, but not for the part where there was any money.
Right. Did he want alimony?
You know, but this happens in businesses all the time, right? Like if I work for Twitter and I'm there for that like startup period, and then I say, fuck it, I don't have any faith in this company, I'm out. And then after I leave, it blows up.
Yes.
I don't get anything. Like that's
and that's exactly what happened, because every single, well, I missed a lot of shows, but I always had a good excuse. I never ditched a show. I had work stuff going on, but we all came to this show 100% of the time when we could, unless it was absolutely unavoidable. Except for him, when there was no money. He was always making excuses. He always had a date or something to go to. It was always, can we move this around or that around? And can we call it a night? We're an hour in. And,
yeah, you got to do the work.
Remember that time he died?
I worked for 3 years with no money.
He really fell asleep. The time he died, he had slept in and missed the show. Like
8 p.m. show.
I came up with a funny joke, and everybody forgives him like it was his idea to die. But he just slept in.
Well, I'm a bummer. So he's out. Okay, so he's out. So what's the issue then?
Well, he
thinks that he thinks that Taylor has filled his shoes and is collecting his checks, and he's holding that against Taylor here. Merca is like
Taylor.
one of Taylor's internet handles, so that's why he's.
See, let me just say, I harbor no ill will towards Wings at all. I have nothing against him, like whatsoever. I know exactly what Woody's talking about. Like this, like the goaded into it thing.
Yeah,
like this is just one section of a stream, I'm pretty sure, and I bet like people have been commenting it, trying to get a rise or something like that. Yeah. But at the same time,
there's that other.
I don't think I'm still here just because I fell into the part. You know.
Question: like, how long after this person left did the monetization change happen?
A couple months.
Yeah,
but it was a gradual thing that
exactly.
It's better as
Wait, how many months was Wings gone before I came on? Because there was a period of time.
5 months? Oh, I think 5 months you don't get it. I don't think you get to claim 5 months. If it was 2 months, maybe 5 months is a long time. And how often you guys podcast a lot, right?
Yeah. This is episode 342. It's weekly. We're like 5 years into this.
Okay, what episode approximately did he depart?
250.
No. Remember, he came back for 200 as a special thing.
Yeah. So he's done.
He gets a cut. I think if you guys wanted to be really, really kind gentlemen, you could offer him a small little squeeze as a thank you for helping build the factory that now sells the product.
Well, you have to remember
that's the kind of thing I
we
might
didn't leave on great terms, and he's been talking about us ever since. And we talk about him now again too. So
set up projects to like make him money and stuff, and he always like spits in our face and that sort of thing.
I don't know the guy, but I'm sure he's a nice guy. But if you're talking shit on the internet, you probably shouldn't get paid. That's just me.
Yeah,
I would handle that.
I try to empathize. I can see a world where they provoke me to say something about people who I thought wronged me. You know,
but you can't talk shit and get paid. You got to pick money or shit or pride. You know what I mean? You want to get paid, you got to swallow your pride. And I feel like this dude chose. I worked with some people in the beginning that helped me build the factory that I now use to make shoes. You know, figuratively. And I try to do nice things. No one parted on bad terms, but I try to do nice things for those people when I can. We recently spent some profits on a vacation, but these were people, everyone's great friends. You know, we just have different gigs, and they worked with me when there was not much money. And then I learned how to make McDonald's instead of fine steak. And now I make a good profit doing this. But fundamentally, like, they helped me build an audience, which I then used to take it further. And I don't legally or really even morally owe them anything. You know, and we parted on good terms.
Did you see the part where he was discussing a lawsuit against us?
Yeah,
I didn't see that. What did he say?
Oh yeah, there's a whole other video where he's like doing some kind of crazy fishy math. He's like, Taylor's making like, I don't know, $6 million a year or something, and all that should have been mine. And
you guys got that podcast money, huh? That everyone's just talking
apparently
about
it's
that
millions.
podcast.
And he says, and someone says, well, why don't you sue them? I guess that's me and you, Woody. And he's like, well, this
Good
and
luck.
that, and blah blah blah, and I'd lose that case, I guess. And it's like, yeah, of course you would.
He most certainly would.
Let me tell you that. What grounds are you suing on? These are people who were just.
Yeah, we split the money equally while I was on the show. You know, he got paid for all the stuff he did. He just didn't get paid for the stuff he didn't do.
Yeah, no, you no worky, no checky. You know, I mean, honestly.
I've been wanting to make it. I've been wanting to go into the. You ever been in a sound studio to do anything, Woody? Like a real one?
I don't think so.
So I did a Kickstarter one time to make that app that FDS Russia game,
Mm-hmm.
and I had to. Part of the Kickstarter thing was people wanted voicemails from me, and so I had like a list of like 40 voicemails I had to do, and so we went into a professional studio, and I always it was really fun to do because like I'm reading absurd things in the Russian accent, and there's a sound engineer in the booth, and he had no idea what was coming. So one of them was a ransom letter. It's like you call the guy and he doesn't answer the phone, and it's like, I have your friend, unless you pay the money, we're gonna cut another finger off, stuff like that. And he's just like, what am I working on here? what is this? But I've been wanting to go in the sound studio again and do a music video. I don't want to spoil it because I might do it, I might not. It's just what's me. I've been kicking around for like the last couple weeks. I really want to do a Wings of Redemption themed music video, a song parody, where I'm singing and I could get my buddy Eric, Iraq veteran 8888. He just started a new channel called Guitarsenal. Right, it's a mashup of the words guitar and arsenal, and he's been playing the guitar for 20 fucking years, and he's excellent at it. He's amazing at it, and so I just have all these images in my head of him playing the guitar and me singing a Wings of Redemption themed parody song. I really, really want to make it.
Oh God!
What'd you type here?
Wings apparently has a comment on it. Can I read it?
I'll comment on what?
I guess Kyle's mentioned this.
Oh
no! All right.
Oh, okay.
He didn't actually say this. I believe. Let me tell you.
Yeah.
I'll ask you, the listener. Does this sound like something Wings would say? Kyle won't do that shit. Kyle just stays at home all day. Fuck him. Make that video and pay me $5,000 for using my likeness. Wings, probably.
I sounded like I was like, oh shit.
Yeah.
Is he listening right now? Like is he responding live?
I thought he brought it up before. Yeah, future response. Wings, please say that word for word. Kyle won't do that shit. Kyle stays at home all day. Fuck him. Make that video, pay me $5,000 for using my likeness. Make that quote true. Wings.
Any particular reason that you guys been stirred up about Wings again
Don't
recently?
say you guys. That's not fair.
I try to buy into the idea that you guys are, the three of you or a community, you, Taylor, and Kyle there, Woody, are all part of this production, right? And probably Chiz.
Just mostly just responding to some of the crazy things that he says. He recently said that he'd come on the show if we paid him $10,000, I think. Well, yeah, $10,000. He was demanding.
Is that what he wanted? 10 grand?
10 grand, $10,000.
I want him on the show, but I don't want him 10 grand on the show.
Oh,
yo, what you could have paid that? Cut it out.
The key to accumulating money is not to give it away to people.
Holy shit! I've been doing this for free. I should be
right?
charging. How many? What is this?
He's like, hold on, I'm about to send my invoice on over.
He's like, what are you paying per pound? What?
Oh, Jesus Christ! But I lost my train of thought. I don't know what.
So all right. So what do you want? It's just apparently Kyle. Kyle, what has got you so stirred up recently then? Because I'm quite curious.
I know what I was gonna say. Can I answer for Kyle?
I guess.
Yeah. No. Let me jump in. There's been a lot
not
of.
You at all.
This is
not you at all. But
yeah.
Right.
So listen. What will happen is on a scale of 10 or 1 to 10, Wings will do like a 3 something, right? and then Kyle will blast back with like an 8 or a 9. And then Wings will do another like 2 or 3, you know, often a response. And often, like, people in his live streams are just asking him, you know, about what happened, what Kyle said about PKA nonstop. And he resists for a while, but he breaks down. And then he says something, you know, oh, Kyle didn't really help me at the boot camp. All he did was help me in this way and that way and some other way. And then Kyle goes nuts on him. And it's been going back and forth for a while. And it has me a little stuck. I don't know if I used this analogy before, but I've seen it in sports, right? Like, you know, Filthy and I are playing hockey. I give Filthy a little bump. Filthy knocks me to the ice and leaves me feeling silly.
That's because I'm an expert, Woody.
Yes. Well, you're allowed to be bigger and stronger than me. That's not against the rules in sports. You know, you shouldn't be penalized just because when I tried to check you, it didn't go my way, right? You know, that you're allowed to be bigger and stronger, which makes me wonder, like, where Kyle is on my like morality scale on this thing, right?
I think what you're saying is that
Wings
I have a fully
thing.
functional brain, and that can't be said for everyone involved in this conversation. And so, what?
You both have fully functional brains, but Kyle's not in a Kyle's not a bad spot like Wings is, right? That's what I'm saying. Kyle's mom isn't off. I don't know where his parents are. His parent, Kyle wasn't raised by a grandmother with fetal alcohol syndrome, right? Like in a trailer, in a room, in the dark, or whatever. So he's in an easier place.
I think this is meaner than the shit I say. This is real. I just joke.
So, you know, if Wings does a little thing to Kyle and then Kyle comes back and hits him way harder, it almost in my head is, ever see like a girl hit some guy in a YouTube video or something, and then the guy comes back and lays her out, right? Was that guy wrong? You know, are we in an equal rights or equal lefts type thing? Or like, you know, if the girl hits you, are you allowed to hit back? Where are we on the morality scale? It's very confusing to me. I'm not sure what's what.
To me, what it seems like is that he is fine with being pitiable and pitiful, and he plays that up a lot. And I'm the opposite of that. Like, despite what adversity I might go through, it's like, I don't want you to feel sorry for me. Like we're on an equal playing field here. Don't like give me, you know, don't feel sorry for me. Don't, you know, we're on the same level playing field. You don't have to give me anything.
You're choosing to respond anyways. I mean, it's very easy. I mean, especially as a streamer, you have mods. You can tell your mods to do whatever the hell you want in that channel. If you want to, anytime the word PKA comes up, you want that banned, that's totally doable. You can ban the entire word just automatically, first of all. And second of all, you can have your mods squash any of that conversation that comes out of it. So it seems a little bit weird to me that, I mean, at some level, it seems like it must be mutual here that you both are wanting to play around with that, because otherwise, why wouldn't you just stop it? It's really easy to stop.
Yeah, I enjoy it. You know, to me, it's lighthearted banter. My feelings don't get hurt. People say all kinds of awful things about me. I'm thick-skinned, despite what some people might think. You know, they're always, you know, mocking me and giving me shit in one way or another. And I understand that it's coming from a fun place. You know, I have a mean sense of humor, so it's only fitting that when you joke about me, it's a bit mean as well. I like that. That's the kind of humor that I enjoy. And so you know, people always take some low road with it. Like, how are you going to feel when he kills himself? It's like, well,
that scares me. Right now, not that he's going to
it's
kill
just
himself.
Not. I guess I don't know.
Go on.
I'm sorry, Woody. I don't mean to interrupt too much, but I don't really know the guy very well, and I don't want to add fuel to the fire that doesn't need to exist. But is he really? I always thought that most of that must be a persona. And most of this be him playing up to this because of the views or the coverage or something
opinions
from it.
On that. You know, like some people feel like Wings is playing a very clever long con, right? That like I don't want to bring up the people who's who, but there's a whole group of people who feel like Wings is playing up the pitiable thing. He's very much like understanding the meta game that he's playing. I'm not that guy. I think Wings is very real, and that, you know, when he buys bullets and posts pictures of them on Twitter and says, these are the ones I'll use to kill myself, and just waiting to run out of money, I think that's actually where his mind is at the time. He's not playing a game. He's not running a long con. I think that Wings is just a bad day where he still has like motivation away from things going horribly wrong. And that's what I don't think he's conning anyone, but it's people do. So Filthy, there's your answer. There, who knows? Only Wings knows.
But the bottom line with Wings is I don't hate Wings. I don't really dislike him even. I like Wings. I like Wings content. Like I still go on there and watch his YouTube videos of just Call of Duty and stuff. Not the ones when he's necessarily raging and going crazy. I enjoy them. He's doing fine over there financially, and his channel's doing well. So I think the pity party is part of the meta game. That's how I see it. So when I see him trashing controllers and slinging headsets, it's like these fucking things are expensive. Like these are $250 a piece, and like a controller is $60 each. If he was really hard up, like he'd find something else to throw, right? He'd get a stress ball or something or whatever.
See, that implies
that's how I look at it.
Like really on top of the meta, which is what you said, right? Like oh, these are expensive. He's making a calculation when he rages and breaks his headset that this is going to be to his financial gain. I don't think so. I think he's raging out of control. I think that he's whatever. Video games take him out of his mind, and he's been doing that for 30 years. Right? He's 31 now. Yeah, maybe he's been like 25 years then.
He and I are the same age.
I bet he's been raging since he was 6 at video games, and I don't think it's a meta. I don't think it's a long con. I think he's had, it's rough. And by the way, the finance thing, I need to see more numbers. Maybe someone will do the research. But what I see a lot is they take December, right? Now, December was a really good month from him. It's popular. There's like Christmas going on, anticipation. Call of Duty's still new. And then they just multiply that by 12 and like estimate his annual income. It's like, no, you can't take a guy's best month and multiply it by 12. We all know that's not how it works.
Yeah, right. I wish every month was as good as December. That'd be
He's
amazing.
been doing well, though. He's got like 20 grand saved up. You can't save... Poor people can't save 20 grand that fast. Yeah.
Okay, I don't know. It sounds like you do.
I didn't mean to be like, yeah! Yeah.
Huh.
Well, I'm happy for him saving that money up.
Bariatric
Oh,
surgery?
he's way past that. So I think that I saved Wing's life again by going so hard, against his silly idea to get Mexican bariatric surgery, because I think that my gentle urging convinced him that he was going to die in Mexico or be dumped on the side of the road halfway back to San Diego or something, like septic and bleeding or something like that, left in the back of a hot 18-wheeler by a coyote or something like that. And so he's saving up for American bariatric surgery, which...
That's $45K? Am I on target with that?
No, that's what Taylor's teeth are going to cost.
I thought they were 15. I'm really mixed up.
I'm joking. That's actually what Taylor. That's what my buddy Jeremy's full mouth of teeth was going to cost $40,000 or something like that for a full mouth of implants. But no, he's got 18 or 20 grand saved up, and I think I could be off by $5,000, but I think he needs $7,000-8,000 more dollars to get the thing done. I think he found a place that'll do it for $25K.
That's a pretty good overall scheme, though. If you're getting Twitch donations for a surgery, and then you hit that amount, and then you change what surgery you're getting for, and you're moving towards a really big one again, and then who knows? Maybe since last time I could see that. That's clever. It's clever. I don't really want to live in that kind of world, but I can see it. I can see it being a strategy.
Yeah. Are there any surgeries that you need, Filthy, that we should donate for?
I said I'm not doing that to my viewers. I'm not interested in that type of relationship.
Oh man. No. But yeah, I wish Wing's the best. It's just it's really just replying back to the silly stuff he says, and that this is kind of a comedy, a mean-spirited comedy show. So the only way I'm ever going to respond to something like that is with mean-spirited jokes, which can come off like I'm a monster or like I hate him.
Has he ever got a nice shot back? Like if you're giving him these pokes and what he's saying and normally poking you back at a 2 or 3. We ever got an 8 or a 9 from Wings?
He tries, he says I'm lazy or that I stay in the house all day. But how would he know? He's lazy and he stays in his house all day. He doesn't know what I'm up to in real life. I go places, I go on dates, I go to the movies.
There's no best of back and forth between you guys, a highlight reel or anything that we could have linked, because I feel like that would be. I don't really want to get involved in this, but I wouldn't mind a 10-minute video of the best shots of Wings versus Kyle or something. That'd be pretty cool to watch.
I would love to see that. I think I want someone to do this. Maybe they will because I asked for it. But I want the back and forth to be documented, because without that, like, that gives you the context. And I think I might be looking at it through a twisted lens. You'll see what I'm talking about, where Wings is like, Kyle, he's lazy, and then like Kyle comes back and just goes to the paint.
Well, there's a video here. We could watch what he said today. He had more stuff to say today. He said that I was never going to do the hot sauce for real, that the only reason I drove to his house and took the promotional photos and videos for the hot sauce was because I was guilted into it by fans. And the reality, of course, of that was that I ordered gallons of hot sauce. I ordered 208 bottles to fill that hot sauce with. I got the emails I could show you where I'm price hunting amongst like 7 different hot sauce companies, working on private labels, worked on this thing for weeks and weeks. And of course, I was never going to make a dime off of it because there's such small margins. It was all to make him money and to provide the fans with a fun sort of thing.
What was the thing that made you cancel the hot sauce?
He said that we were pro-fucking people over, I believe. He said that Kyle and Woody are pro-fucking people over business type guys.
Yeah, and then he immediately rescinded it. He's like, I don't really mean that. I guess I just mean something else, which was like a taint, like they're just capitalists or something. I forget what he said. And a lot of people are like, well, he rescinded it. Come on, we all make videos, right? You say it, you record it, you render it, you upload it, maybe do whatever proofreading is called in video form, and then upload it. Like, he is very much responsible for that slip of the tongue.
He was comparing us to like what had happened with the CS:GO Lotto stuff with T Martin Syndicate, and he was sort of throwing us in on that. And saying that we were pro fucking people over, basically. That's why that we were both kind of defending that sort of thing to some extent. There's some parts of that which, if true, we both disagreed with. But